The perspectives shared by the participants in this podcast are solely their own and not intended as medical advice. For any health issues, we strongly recommend seeking guidance from a licensed professional.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Rare Realities with Madimomi Momohosi, where we dive into the emotional journeys of individuals living with rare conditions, where we tell one story at a time. Imagine going to the doctor and coming back with a diagnosis. It can either be cured or you have to live with it for the rest of your life. And today, I am with the lovely Segomotse.
Yes.
Segomotse is an amazing mother. Her son is living with autism. I'm going to ask her to like introduce herself a little bit about herself and what autism is.
My darling, look, it's always so difficult to talk about like introduction. It's almost like I made a job interview.
I know.
But tell us about yourself. So I'm a mom to a almost 15-year-old boy who's autistic. His name is Kikabo. I think now everybody's calling me Kabo. So I'm 41. I'm trying to be a corporate baddie. I don't know if I can still call myself a baddie because I'm 41. But yes, I'm in the higher education sector, and yeah. But overall, I'm a mom. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. So
yes.
Please take us back to the day you found out that your son is autistic. Please share, are you pregnant at this time or you found out after birth?
Look, Mimo, when I found out, I already knew. I had known many years before. And I think look, can I just take you back before the diagnosis?
Okay.
So around 1 year, my son started saying some words. He started calling his dad by his first name. Ai, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly around 1 year, 1 year, 4 months, everything just goes backwards. He's no longer calling his dad. He's talking, but he's not really communicating. I'm not sure if he's making sounds. And then he's saying things that maybe he sees on TV, but he's not communicating with us.
Okay.
And he was not showing signs of walking. Have you ever seen the child all wobbly? So you can see this one is holding on to stuff, but I can see next week this person is not gonna walk, and he's already 1 year 3, 1 year 4, 1 year 5. I'm like, and now he's no longer calling his dad. So I started being a little bit worried, but just before 2 years, he walked. Just before 2 years, he walked, and then after that, there was something weird. After 2 years, then before 3, he could read simple books. I know it's weird, but he was not communicating. He had mastered the art of reading, but not hectic books, guys. When I'm talking about these small books. So I think he was looking at us when we are reading books to him, and then he can go each and every page and say that. So we're like, oh no, my father-in-law was like, oh no, this boy is intelligent, you know.
Yeah.
So because we were so worried, but he was not communicating to us. He was not calling me mama. He was not calling his dad. He was, things were just, it was weird. He was talking but not talking.
Mm-hmm.
So then I kept on going to the doctor. Because the doctor, every time then he sees this boy, there's an improvement of some sort. He's like, wait, maybe he's just delayed.
Yeah.
And then my father-in-law, my mom-in-law used to go with us all the time because we were living in an area where they were residing. So they were always driving with us. So my father-in-law was always optimistic. Was like, this boy can read. Because the doctor was Samovich, look at this. Read here, boy. And then he would just read. And then we would clap. So people, but now I knew something was not right. Why have I not been called mama?
Yeah.
And somebody's almost 3 years. And then eventually I moved to Joburg because I knew something. And I was already reading on autism, funny thing at that time. I kept on saying, I think he's autistic. Some of the doctors, but I go to the specialist. We were going to all the specialists, ENT and so forth. And then after that, after 3, then I moved to, just before 3, then I moved to Joburg. Yeah, I'm like that. I left my husband back home and I was like, I'm going to Joburg. Because then I already started Googling and researching. And I'm like, if I'm going to find help, I'm going to find it there.
Yeah.
And the schools are there. And you understand?
Yeah.
I have a lot of specialists around here. So I left my husband back home. And then after 3 or 4 months, my son started now the first time. The other one happened before the other one, 3 year, 4 months and 3 year, 5 months. The other month, he said he was no longer on nappies because up until at that time, he was still in diapers. And then 3 year, 5 months or 3 or 4 months, he started calling me mama. And the reason why this happened also was because there was a teacher at crash.
Mm-hmm.
I was working in CBD in Joburg, and then the crash was there. There was this teacher who's an old white woman, not in a bad way. I'm so sorry, ma'am, if you see me. I'm not calling you old. But yes, she's the one who first said, I think this child is autistic. And I was like, yes, because now I'm very talkative.
Yeah.
If I meet you, Mimo, I can know about your history in 1 hour, 30 minutes with you. I'll know everything about you. Yeah. So, she started saying that, and I was like worried, and obviously I will share in the morning, I will be sad. He hasn't started calling me mom. So she literally started assisting us, like she was working with us. And then the day he walked, the day he started talking, he calling me mama, and then the teacher said, come up. It was like a very joyful day because then, mommy, ayo, I was almost like crying, and everybody was almost like holding me. If you've ever watched Nigerian movies, you see when they throw themselves like this. I was like, you. That's your song. I was so happy, and then I was calling everybody who can listen. Yeah. So eventually, then we started going to different specialists. During that time, I had a medical aid. It was always exhausted.
Sure.
I would go to child psychiatrists. We would do EEG scans. We would do MRI scans. Now I'm like that. I want to know things. I want to know what is wrong. Something is not right. Yeah, bo. So, and his dad was like, calm down. Boys are always delayed. Yeah, but also during that time, then the doctor ended up saying, look, just deal with the symptoms. If the child is not talking now, he's not really communicating, can we just get a speech therapist? That is what I always tell people. Don't rush for the diagnosis. If the child is not talking, do the speech. If he's not holding the pen, do the OT.
Yeah.
You understand? If the child struggles playing, try the play therapist. We did try it. But I'll tell you my thoughts about that, because I eventually stopped forcing my son to be a neurotypical child.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up just saying, you know what, this boy will just lead me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because my son around those 3 years, he used to call things by color. And that is communication. If he wanted food, he had a way of saying food. If he wanted his shoes, he had a way of saying, he had a way of calling it by color. Blue, blue, blue. He only wanted blue shoes. Yes, and the shoes was only from a certain store. So we literally, for about 3 years, he was wearing the same type of shoe. Because then we go size 5, size 6, same.
Yeah.
When it was gone, I was like, my goodness. I told those guys, I'm like, we are not going to sleep. So
from what age?
Yeah, it's about 3. Yeah, about 3 years. It was same shoe, but obviously then they outgrowing can longer. Yeah, so the day we didn't, we struggled to find an alternative, and it was a struggle because they they hold on to stuff like, he could only wear a certain, like even clothing. Even now, he likes to be on PJs. There was a video that I did on TikTok, and I know people were gonna ask me, why is he on PJs? He wants to be on his PJs at home. He doesn't wear normal clothes. Now we are trying new PJs. Like they get fixated to certain things. They cling on to, they want things to be constant or similar. Okay. Yes,
so it's like a pattern. They make a pattern.
They make a pattern so that it reduces their anxiety. Yes. So if I'm going to school, we go on this road. If like now I drop him off at 6.
It needs to be always at
when it's 5 minutes to 6, and then nobody else can take him to the bus stop. Only me can do that. So it's a little bit tricky. Yes. So okay, let's go back. So eventually, around in 2017, after I exhausted medical aid, I was owing medical bills or whatever. Eventually, we went to Charlotte Maxeke. It's an academic hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we were referred. We got a referral there, and then within 4 months, I think about 4 visits or 3 visits, he was diagnosed. And he was diagnosed with autism and ADHD.
And what age is this?
He was 6. 2017, he was 6 because he was born 2011. Yeah, so it has been about 3-4 years. 4 years. I'm telling people, guys, I think he's autistic.
Yeah.
Don't let it calm down. Calm down.
Also, I guess in our culture, that also plays like a big role.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Before we go deep into it,
Yes.
can you please explain to someone who doesn't know what autism is, and you as a mother, from your your own explanation?
All right, I'm going to try and to simplify it. I'm not going to go to the dictionary because I know somebody kuma fikeng or ko sidila mlomo or kuma khobistat won't understand these words.
Yes.
Or here is a neurotypical what. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to make it an example. And autism, how you pick up that somebody's autistic or somebody who's autistic, it's somebody who sees the same world as you and interprets it differently. It's somebody who sees things for who they are, what they are. Like everything has to be black and white. There's no in between. I'm going to make it an example. An autistic person, when you say, let's say I was walking 10 Ks to my house and I get there and I'm like, oh, Gabo, I almost died. My son literally is going to come and say, Mommy, are you okay? Can I take you to the hospital? Because death is death. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Death is death. And there's no in between. If you call him and I say, Gabo, he's going to say, Mommy, he's not going to come. He's going to wait until I say, Gabo, please come here. You have to be literal in what you're saying, right? And they can look at this water. Well, now you're going to think, you're going to automatically know, okay, this is the water, I'm going to drink it. My son might look at this water and think, oh, actually, when this water is on the light, I can look at it. Okay, they know how to drink water. I'm not saying they don't know. But they don't see the world the way you see it. Yes. So it's a neurotypical condition, and it's for life. Even though there's different levels of autism, there's obviously level 1 where the child doesn't need too much assistance. Then there's level 2 where the child needs a little bit of assistance, and then there's level 3 that one is intense. Level 3, for an example, the level 3 autism, and I know autism mom hate this, the levels. I know you hate it, but we are trying to explain to others. Level 3 child will probably self-harm. They will hit the wall. They will make sounds, like,
Yeah.
And they most times they will be non-verbal. They will be non-verbal, but they communicate. When your child is your child, you know how when they are working and they're going here and looking at this, they want water probably.
Yeah.
They do have some way of communication. So a level 3 child is the one who need intense assistance. They will literally need somebody with them 99% of the time.
Okay.
Yes. And a level 2 is somebody who needs maybe just some kind of, assistance and they don't they can go to special needs school and maybe remedial. And then level 1, which is Gabo, could go to a mainstream or remedial school. So they have some kind of communication.
Okay.
They have some kind of independence. Like right now, I can leave my son by himself and go to the store and come back.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but he's still autistic.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm trying to make an example so that people understand how autism look like.
While we're still on the levels, is it possible to go from worse to better and better to worse?
Yeah, so there's regression.
Okay.
It happens. Like my son, there was a time when I used to ask my son 2 times 342 divided by 3. He used to give me an answer, just like that. But now he can't anymore. Now we struggle with school. So they can regress.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And they can also move from level 3 to level 2. What we've picked up, this is not according to research that has been published in the first world country. We're talking about experiences because I'm around women. What we picked up is when they get older, even if somebody was level 3 and maybe they are a bit aggressive and so, most times they do get better. Or maybe we understand them better. Or maybe it's because now the environment I can accommodate them, but somehow they become better.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously this is still a journey. I'm still also learning. I'm just talking from also an experience, my own experience and my community of which I'm around.
And would you say as he grows, things get better, or you feel like now that's when you need to be like hands-on and be protective?
I think both. You need look throughout. You need both because remember our kids. Like for example, they have speech delay. They have somehow they have texture problems. Like they are very sensitive to certain textures.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just also trying to remember some other example. The first thing will be the child will be late, speech delay, a regression. The child used to talk, now he's no longer talking.
Yeah.
The child was talking, now the child is mute. You know. So when they get older, there's a different types of different harm that could that they could be exposed to. Like right now in our community now, the big word now is when you have hire a helper, you must do due diligence, find out everything about them, because our kids cannot speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that we've picked up lately about what's going on in the home space. And most moms were saying, oh, on your thing, on your TikTok, please talk about safety because this is the biggest thing now. And what we also picked up is that they are also prone to be bullied.
Yeah.
Because they cannot articulate themselves very well.
Yeah.
Ne? It's easier for somebody to say, Kabo did this, and Kabo will be like, I'm so sorry, mommy, I'm so sorry. Because then they just want the problem to go away.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm so I'm talking like I stand for autistic people because the world is not really a nice place.
Yeah. I mean, it's not safe for
even neurotypical.
For us.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine for them and they do not understand what's going on.
And what I also picked up is that each and every stage there's a different challenge. When Chakabo was younger, it was a communication. Moving from one word, yellow, when abatla ultramel, or blue, when abatla
the shoes, yeah.
After that, then we are trying to make sentences. And for some level, somehow my son doesn't make longer sentences. Then we pick up, this boy, Anali, they used to call it a pervasive developmental delay, speech and language delay. Mm-hmm. It means then my son, whatever word that he knows, he had to be taught that word or that phrase. He had to hear it at least 600 times in different settings before he can attempt it. So when I'm saying my son has limited vocab, I literally mean it. Like right now, my son, people are we're laughing when my son keeps on saying, "Don't take my soul away." It's a new word. It's a new phrase that he found out.
Yeah.
Every sentence or every conversation he wants to put soul on it because it's fascinating to him. You understand? So yeah, each and every level there's challenges. Then after now, when he's able to construct some kind of few sentences and is able to go to normal school. I wouldn't say normal, but let's say could go to mainstream school or now because he's in remedial, we're assuming, okay, now he's getting better, but not really. He still needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
Now he's a teenager. He doesn't want me to help him with anything, but he doesn't really know how to help himself. Even with schoolwork, it's a fight because now he doesn't want me to help him with homework. He'll be like, "Mommy, the teacher said this." No, mommy. I don't need your help. And at that time, he got 0. So there's always stages where now we're dealing with something different.
Yeah. I guess also he also wants to show that he can do it. Whether right or wrong, but he can do it.
I'm telling you, even when I was talking to his therapist, he was like, "But mommy, don't forget, he's still a teenager."
Yeah.
Even though he's he'll be like, when you go in, he's like, "Mommy, didn't knock. I need some privacy." And I'm like, "Evan, this is my house." So yeah.
And then who decides if they need to go to a remedial or like a midstream? Is it you, the educational system, or the hospital?
To be honest, it's joint, ne?
Okay.
Not because I'm very much hands-on.
Okay.
So I would ask questions. Okay. At the hospital, obviously, they will say, take this letter. After the child is diagnosed, there's different letters they give you. They'll be like this, you have to take it to the Department of Education. It's basically a diagnosis to say the child has autism or ADHD, like in case of CAP. Then I go there and then they're going to look for autism school. Well, there are challenges there. I don't want to go in depth, but yes. So the Department of Education, based on what the doctors are or the nurses or whoever, is not the nurses, the specialists said in terms of diagnosis, then they will look for an appropriate school.
Okay.
Sometimes the school might not be appropriate. And you can only communicate, you can only engage the department officials if you know what you're talking about. Like, for example, my child was the first school that he was given to. It was not the correct school.
Okay.
And I refused the school. I said, nope, this school, my son, my son need a remedial. I don't mind the special needs school. But I don't think this is the appropriate one. And I gave my reasons at that time. But shame, they were able to engage me on it. And then I went through private schooling. That didn't go well. Okay, but some of the private centers were good. Let me not talk all bad about them. Some were good. Some were just taking advantage of us.
Okay.
Because there's a problem with the number of people. There's a lot of kids that need space, and we don't have enough schools. So you are bound to be on the waiting list. So if you're on the waiting list and you are a mother, you're gonna say, while I'm on the waiting list, let me go to private, right? And everybody now knows autism, ADHD, like is a buzzword. And even people that are not qualified to even teach, they're gonna say we have a school. Everybody's just opening schools.
Yeah.
But in terms of the monitoring and evaluation of those schools, it is not really good, to be honest, based on my own personal experience. You understand? So I that's why on my TikTok I was saying, guys, when you take a child to a private school, please do your due diligence. Check whether the teacher is qualified. Check whether they have special needs education. Understand you have a right to ask. Understand who the teacher is and what did they do. Like, ask those questions. Also look at the school. Is it equipped to accommodate your own child? Because there's two things, Nemimone. As a parent, because we want the best for our kids, I want a lawyer and whatever. And unfortunately, when your child is diagnosed, you go through, it's like you're mourning. My child might not be a doctor. My child might not be that. But then when the child is giving you hope, then you are forcing the child to go to mainstream. And it's not always adequate school for the child. The child might have a lot of problems because he's in a wrong environment. The environment cannot accommodate the child.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very challenging to strike a balance as a parent to say, okay, this is not the right school for my child. And I think the child needs this. Luckily with me, now I change schools. If it doesn't work, if there's a lot of fights, then I change the school.
Yeah.
So I just let my son lead me into the right schooling. And fortunately, I had the resources to take my child to a private school most of the years while waiting for placement, because I was challenging the outcome of the assessment done by the Department of Education. So the onus was on me to go to a private let's say specialist to also do those, send the reports. And finally, then we got the current school, of which I feel like it is still right. Because if I look at the number of incidents versus to where we were, this one is far less, far less. There, we used to have a lot of incidents, almost at least 4 times or 3 times in a month, there would be incident in the school. So now it's been few months and we've only had 2 so far. So I was like, I think maybe we are on the right track. Yeah. But we will see.
Can you also share like the challenges? Because I saw that in most times people with autism are being misunderstood.
Oh, is it this one, Mimuna? It gets me so emotional, ne? So neurotypical people are like people that you see on the street. Me, you. Not saying that we are neurotypical, because we might also be neurodivergent without being tested. But the majority of the people in the world are neurotypical.
Yeah.
So they assume that the world revolves around their own rules. When you go to Spare, everybody's singing loud, and they assume that their kids have all the rights. Like, no, it's just kids. Kids are making noise, you understand?
Yeah.
So nobody ever take time to say, but can I look around? Is there a parent there who has an autistic child? Because autistic kids, Hashem, our awesome ones, you pick them. They don't understand rules, ne? For example, let's say you are at Spare. When my son was younger, most likely was going to go into your table, right?
Yeah.
And most of our awesome ones will go to your table and want to eat your food,
Yeah.
right? You're going to be angry, right?
Mm.
But it's just the child who doesn't really understand.
Yeah.
But so in our community, what I do now, if I live in an area, then I'll tell the manager there or the people there, guys, we're going to come every Sunday. My son liked certain restaurant.
Okay.
So I will let them know. And then they will allocate me somebody who will help. Then I can eat my food and just let him play. When somebody like a child minor, they will dedicate. So there's some restaurant that when they're in your community and you obviously, now I talk a lot about my child. Even the supermarket, then I'll tell them, if this person eats a sweet, guys, I work, I will pay it. Do not arrest him. They already know that, okay, Kabu is going to come. He might just take this and eat it. The mom is so and so and so and so. So the onus is on us also to teach the community. Now I do it. Now where I used to live, even there's certain the yogurt, they were in a plastic. I don't want to say the name, ne?
Yeah.
So the brand. So my son used to love it so much. When they stocked it, every time they would put one packet, like a box for Cabo. When I come, they were like, it's there. It's going to be stocked out. Please go get it.
Yeah.
Because then it's me teaching the community to saying, there's a child like this. He does not mean harm. He's not stealing.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my number. If he ever walks, because I know my son likes to, if he ever walks and comes here and do this, please call me.
Yeah.
Even in where I used to live, the way I usually used to choose complexes or estates where there's few houses. Literally, even where I live right now, there's literally 7 houses.
Yeah.
Because my son can only go to few houses, and I know if he's lost, I don't have to call 50
exactly
people.
Where to look. Yeah.
So, but those ones, I'm also talking from a point of privilege because I can do that and I can say, okay, this one is right for me. Or I can tell the estate agent that I want a house like this, few houses, close up. I want age group around certain, you understand?
Yeah.
The older, the better for me.
Yeah.
Because the older, the more quieter.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm most likely you're gonna find me in areas or in a complex where there's full of older people.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's quiet. I don't have to.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I don't have to fight with me more on a weekend.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, and I get to do this because I'm very vocal. Anybody who knows me knows that my child is autistic.
And also, if you do not talk, people won't know.
Exactly.
People know. And what I found is that the universe always responds.
Yes.
When you teach.
Yes. And I don't understand look, not like this is me, ne? It's almost like when somebody asks me, Are, you see, I was talking about my like in-laws. When somebody says, where's your husband? I'm like, I'm divorced. I can literally tell anyone that I'm divorced.
Yeah.
And it's not a thing.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not, you know what? I'm not going through problems or
yeah. Yeah.
So after you know, then what are you gonna do to me? Pizza?
Nothing.
I don't really understand.
Nothing. Yeah.
So now my community knows that my son is autistic. I talk about autism. Even you go on my page. You go at work. Everybody knows my child is autistic. Even I can show you emails at work.
Yeah.
Where people say, "Hi, Seho. Can my wife call you? We think our child is autistic." I'm telling you.
I love
and
that.
I tell people, I'm like, if you have my number, somebody's talking about autism or ADHD or child regression, give them my number.
Yeah.
If I can't help, I'll send them to the right person. If the child is dyslexic, tell me. I will send that person to whoever. Because I'm in a community of, then I'm making, like there was one where I'll be in, I was like, fine, send me.
Yeah.
I know so and so will be able to assist.
Yeah.
You understand? Because not many people are like me who can just talk.
True.
You understand? And I always tell people, okay, I got help. Even how my son was diagnosed, I got help because I'm very talkative. Somebody was asking, how are you? Literally. I was making coffee at work at a new place, at my new job. Somebody was asking me, I'm like, I've been going through what? I went to this, my medical aid is exhausted. I am frustrated. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to, no. Do you want a referral? Go to so-and-so. I got a referral. I went there. I got help.
Yeah.
You understand? Even a job.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Mima, I can talk to you now. Next week, Bare, babatla, ing. How about I can show you WhatsApps. Somebody says you said you wanted to be you want to expand your on Moody board. Like I want exposure onto being on board of what? Yeah. So please apply. Because I was talkative on last week's event.
No, I puella hey.
We roommates maybe mudimotla ntsenga ko boarding aid. Experience.
Because it's about we puella.
I'm scared to be myself. I don't find it difficult to be myself.
Yeah.
I honestly don't.
And that's all that matters. Just be yourself.
I am I just sleep.
Because you're pretending to be anyone.
I cannot.
I wanted to check, so with the level 3 or your level 2, is there something that they take as treatment to calm their system down? Okay,
so this one, doctors would usually, the specialists will look at the child because obviously there are going to be challenges. Let's say the child is harming themselves. The specialist will usually advise to say, okay, take this medication. I can't say the names, ne?
Yeah.
Take this medication for this. This one is for anxiety. Maybe we might also put, we might also mix with maybe epilim and whatever, right? So the specialist usually knows the diagnosis and the again dosage, yeah. So that one I don't want to go too much into it because it's also a choice.
Oh, okay.
With me, my child at the beginning, they had said they wanted to medicate, and I refused to medicate. It was a personal choice.
Okay.
I told the doctor, we're not going to do that. We're going to just spend a lot of money on therapy. So, and I'm also a little bit rebellious because I was doing a little bit of research in the first world countries. There was a method called ABA. If you Google it, you're going to be shocked. But I chose it because it made sense to me.
Okay.
And I also just looked at the videos and said, but this is so familiar to occupational therapy because I'd been attending speech and OT. And I was like, I don't understand why this method is like for training dogs. And there was a lot of things that were said about it. I did it because it made sense. And now I saw the benefit on it on my child. Another person might not.
Yeah.
So on this journey, let me tell you right now, you see how I'm doing this. Somebody might come and just say it's wrong. And it's you understand? So I always tell parent care, go with your gut. There is absolutely no one who has mastered the art of autism in South Africa. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
No one. And a lot of research that was done was from the US. It is not, you cannot even their schooling system is different from ours. Even the level of assistance is even different from ours. So now we are still only coming out. And in South Africa, only 2 provinces, according to me, by the way, are up there. Gauteng, and Western Cape. Kill me, say whatever, but this is not my personal choice because I'm looking at what they're doing and how active the department is. Gauteng, they're really doing they really doing their bit. They are really trying. The previous premier, I know he's still in government, Panyaza. There was a school that was opened. The transportations and there's special needs education. Babajata one is a little bit better. Or it's out there. At least there's also a structure. You know what to say. If you go to Mafikeng, in my family, my son is not the only one. My other cousin is. If I look at the process there, it's frustrating. My aunt is leaving Mafikeng, coming to Joburg to Pretoria now. She's literally saving her notice because she's frustrated with the schooling system that time. That side. So so for parents, nobody must tell you anything. I chose not to medicate my child. For 14 years, I did not.
Yeah.
My child is only turning 15. This year, I said, we're going to try one medication. Because I was like, okay, I've explored therapy. Because now I spend a lot of money on that therapy. He was getting almost 5-hour therapy every day, Monday to Friday. And Saturday, he was going on speech. And Sundays, we used to do stuff. I was very constant.
Yeah.
But that meant not having a nice house. That meant not having a nice car.
Sacrifice.
Yes, because more than 50% of my salary was going towards my son.
Yeah.
At the time. You understand? So, and then let's say also because I was also married at the time, my partner was also now having also to chip in, and it was just hectic, guys.
Yeah.
So we had to sell our houses few times, like more than once. We had to buy and sell because it's like, we are not going to have this house when the child had not adequate help. Now I'm like that.
Yeah.
But I had a very loving partner, Shem. He's the one thing I did, at least that man, Shem, really is is a very good parent to my son. Like rago kabo, like helps me so much.
That's
You know, I
good.
can even call and say, "Yokopa break, abar sharp." No drama.
Yeah.
If school is sending stress, okay, let's look at legal what. He's hands on.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry. Right now I'm here. My son is writing exams. He's at my house right now. He's doing a revision because kids science in now. He's quite good at the science leading bands. He's there. He was open for the gardeners. Do you understand? So co-parenting that also assists me in terms of my mental health. He's really up there. So at least on this journey, I can also just give it props because we are always bashing men. Guys. I am not gonna bash.
Let's give credit where it's owed.
Yes.
Let's give credit.
Yes.
No, they are amazing.
Even if I was to
men
pass
out there.
away, I know my son is okay.
Yeah. No, there are amazing men out there. I wanted to check with you. You mentioned that you also have someone in the family that has autism.
Just not autism. What delay? Global delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I wanted to check similar. If it's...
He's also neurodivergent. It's the same umbrella.
Oh, okay.
ADHD, with global delay, same thing.
Yeah.
So he's also neurodivergent. Remember, you are neurotypical? The neurodivergent, yeah.
Is it genetic?
Come again?
Is it genetic?
Let me tell you, Mimone. I don't want to come because at least I've...
Yeah.
So I can't say certain things, ne? Because degrees only.
Yeah.
But sometimes like we really have to question the rate at which our kids are being diagnosed, ne? We might say, okay, fine, things had advanced, now more people are becoming aware in the olden day. We might say those things, but it's very alarming. It is just very...
It is.
Almost second person you know, I know ADHD.
Yes.
It's just booming so much. You know, wherever I got my degrees, certificates, I can't like really say more, but there must be something.
Yeah.
But yes, it is genetic. For now, the information that I have is genetic, and they don't really know what causes it.
Yeah.
Yes. Autistic for heaven.
Is it a condition that can be picked up while you're still pregnant though?
No.
Or you just find out?
You just find out after. You can't even take any test to check. You can check Bobo what palsy? I forgot the name. Those ones you can palsy, you can check all those other ones. But
with autism you can't.
But the only thing I can tell you how I also kind of agree that it's also genetic. I see myself on my son in many aspects.
Okay.
A certain thing that he does, I get it, Nji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I used to struggle with it.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So I used to struggle with certain things. It's just that maybe I was high functioning. Somebody had said to me, I am ADHD. Like my previous boss was a clinical a psychologist. He just said, please send me my report 2 weeks before. Don't send it to me a day before because I know you are going to postpone it. Like that man my boss used to get me.
Yeah.
It's just that right now, I have to grow. But certain things he used to manage me so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who says, do you know whether you are? I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I don't like I don't like to, as much as I wanted a diagnosis for my son and I don't like clinging on to things. Even autism. There's certain things that I also do, mokabo, where I want to discipline him. And I'm going to take autism and put it there.
I get you.
Yeah, man. I've spanked my son in front of a school. Like, you're not going to bang my door. And of course, I got in trouble because you know how, parenting, the other color.
Yeah.
Yes, they saying, no, you can't do that. If you do that,
that's not the behavior.
Yes. This is not autism. You understand? Even at home, even now with the incident that I was talking about at school where he had a meltdown because people call it tantrum. It's not a tantrum. It's a meltdown. They're overstimulated.
Yeah.
It's sensory overload, and then they do that. And then another child was hurt, and a few of them were affected by the whole thing. And then people were saying, why is the child what do they call? They're going to take him out of the class and somewhere else. I forgot the English word. Yes. But I was agreeing to that. Even now, I was like, if Hillary is going to be going on suspension, I was like, it's fine. My child has to be taught for every action
Punishment.
there is. Gabo is going to be 19. It's going to be an adult. What if he does that to somebody else?
Yeah.
He need to know that this is not right.
Yeah.
We cannot always be running after autism. Ne? There's other kids that want they we don't want to create trauma.
Yeah.
See, I am not, as much as I'm pro autism, I'm also a mom. And I also have other kids, other people's kids into consideration when I'm also dealing with my son's thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, yes, you have to be open-minded and also to be fair. And oh, but you know he's disabled. No, there's no such thing.
And will you share, what is he good at?
My son,
like
the one thing I like about him is he's just like, I like the fact that he tells me when he doesn't like something. I'm also very proud that he's able to tell me when he doesn't want, like, he's able to just tell me how he feels.
Yeah.
If I want to go to, he hates malls.
Okay.
And let's say most times there's only 2 of us in the house, right? Sorry. So then when I want to go to the mall, he's like, Mommy, how long are you going to go? Like, I don't want to go. And he's going to say, Mommy, I'm going to stay in the house. I'm not going to touch the gas because I'm using a gas stove. I'm not going to,
Wow.
he will tell, I'm not going to go to the pool. I'm going to stay right here. And my phone is charged. He knows his phone has to be there because I call. Kabo?
Yeah.
Because I'm teaching him independence. So about 5 hours, 6 hours, he can be by himself. But I'm also checking over and over and over. And anyway, I have good neighbors. If anything is wrong, then they know what to do. Understand? I've already taught them. Okay, the other door, this is where you get the key. I've already done that, guys.
Would you say they are aware that they're autistic?
To be honest, my son knows he's autistic, but he doesn't really understand it.
Okay.
Because most things don't really faze him. He literally can walk here naked and
it's normal to hear.
Yeah, if you love it. Like, he's not faced by many things. And I've seen Kiron. So, but I like that. I'm always saying, I want to be like this one.
Yeah, I get it. Now we call it the ashwagandha.
Yes.
We need that.
Many things don't face him.
Yeah.
Even the other time I was like, Kabo, okay, this is a new school. And then we go to the bus stop.
Yeah.
Then there's bus stop number 1, 3. They get picked up in different bus stops. So of course his school is a mix. It's not only autistic people.
Yeah.
So when I take him to the bus, I'm like, hey, did you make friends? Did you make friends? Almost every day. So there's these 2 white girls now that goes to the same bus stop. I'm like, do you know them? Every day, no. After some time, he looked at me. He said, Mommy, could you please let me know why are you so obsessed with these girls? I'm like, you don't want me to ask you? No, I don't.
Wow.
And I'm like, so did you make a friend? He says, I'm fine playing by myself. He literally tells me. And he is fine by himself.
Yeah.
He can be with other kids and just sit there and just put his headphones and maybe play on his phone or something. And he's fine. At a party, he sits, because I'm also trying to let him get used to the noise, right? So he will sit there even though something is playing. And then when he's overwhelmed, he's going to say, Mommy, I need to go outside. Like, we go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, my friends get him. Everybody around me gets him.
Here.
Now I can travel, guys, and leave my child with whoever now at the moment.
It's
I've done the work.
You've taught, you've taught
work.
him well.
Yes.
And also, you also took it upon yourself to be the driver of this condition.
Yes.
Not allowing anything to get in between you and your son. So what advice would you give to that one parent, who just picked up the early sign?
Look, one, please get help, go. And I think when you have diagnosis is also very important in many other areas, ne? In terms of medications, in terms of schooling, in terms of, you do need it, right?
Yeah.
When you find out that the child is delayed, as much as we're not going to run towards the diagnosis, the name, deal with the symptoms. Speech, let's go to speech therapy. Deal with those things at the moment until you can get a diagnosis. And then another thing is that it's okay to mourn. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for your mourning. Guys, we all want healthy kids. We all want kids that could be independent, stay there by themselves, get married. It's normal. Cry about it.
Yeah.
Even if you cry I'm still crying sometimes about it. So just cry about it. And then thirdly, try to create a community for yourself. I want to mama ni, your aunt, whoever your mom. Even if you have to say, now I tell my mom, Kire, this is the job of Kadizamba.
Yeah.
So I take my child, give me some African. I tell my mom, it's your job to look after this child in December. It's my turn now to just relax. And eventually they get used to that. Like now my mom is saying, don't bring the child, I'm going to come to Joburg. Because I have instilled this thing in her to saying, I need a break, get the holidays. So create a community. You cannot do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You are going to break down. A lot of parents that are on this, that are awesome mummies, ne? We call ourselves awesome mummies, autism to awesome mummies. We go through depression. Yes. I don't want to talk about the story, but there is a parent who has killed herself and a child because of this. Because you see the people that are typing on mic. I'm looking at them, Kiri. You might say this to the wrong person who's not as strong as I am, no? Because people don't care. They just care about their kids. Don't bring your child around our kids. Like I get comments like that.
Wow.
About the incident. No, the child is not in the right school. And then when am I supposed to? There are not enough schools. Should I keep the child at home? You understand? People just type. They don't understand. They're not even aware of about their surroundings or the challenges that we are facing. You understand? So create a community. Talk about it.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm tired. How are you? Take that opportunity. Or do you really want to know? Talk to strangers. I'm telling you, it feels so much better.
Yeah.
Because now if you ask me, I'll ask you, are you sure you want to know how I am? Or you just asking. Secho, I'm like, I'm not okay. My son fought today at school. I have to go to a meeting.
Hey.
Now I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm very vocal. So it helps me to release. Ne? And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that let us not try to change our kids. Autism is a spectrum. No two kids are the same. Although there are similarities in terms of what our kids do, like, maybe they STEAM, although there are some kind of similarities, there are no two exact kids. So do not look at Kabo and assume that is autism. That is not even autism is broad, right? You're only looking at Kabo who's autistic, who's at level 1, who's high functioning.
Yeah.
But there's other kids that need a lot of support. So don't compare your child. And when we take our kids to therapy, we are not taking them to therapy so that they can change into being neurotypical. They will never change. Autism is a lifelong disability. So please allow your kids.
Yeah.
If you try to take the child, let's say to communicate, and they can only get to a certain point. If you are able to coexist and live with the child and they can communicate in some way, or you understand them, that's it.
It's okay.
So do not try to change the child. They are not going to change. Whether they are high function at level 1, they are still autistic. And it is autism for life.
Yeah.
Yes, they can adjust into how they live, but it doesn't really go away. So do not. So that one I want to emphasize. Don't try to change your child. Don't go there because you want to fix. It's not going to be fixed.
Yeah.
They are like that. Understand they are neurodivergent. They think differently. They see the world differently. And do you know that the word nuance? Nuance basically say two people can be correct even though they are on the opposite side.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I can try to see the world from your own view. And really say, but he's making sense.
True, yeah.
And even when I'm talking, I'm like, but I'm also making sense. So two things can be right.
Yeah.
So there's no way, there's a place, that there's a reason why they're in the world. And think about it, if the world was just like Mimo and Liskhumutsi, for sure it was going to be boring.
Yeah.
Right? So when we're trying to take the kids to therapy, we are just trying to empower them to be able to coexist, but not changing them.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck in a certain level, accept and then we move on. And we try to let our kids lead us, not us determining I want him to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Or not, when people say, oh, Kabo, when I was earlier days, Kabo, it's going to be like Einstein. No, Kawa still struggles ka homework. You
Yeah,
understand?
no, I get you.
You
Yeah,
understand? So Kawa is not Einstein, guys. He's intelligent in his own way, but I'm not gonna try and push my son to be Einstein. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is advice I can give them. Oh yeah. And couples, when you get diagnosis, please go for therapy. Both of you.
It's needed.
Mothers also do not try to close off fathers, because we always saying, hey, fathers are not active. Do not try to close fathers. When they say the child is autistic, when you go to a meeting, you ask that man, we are being called to Department of Education. You go together. They must go through the journey. They must, but you must be on the same level as you understand it.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you leave them outside and always going and just telling him, oh, this is what happened, they really not gonna grasp. So walk together on the journey. Go for therapy, because this thing can be, mothers, we can be, we can go crazy when we want to save our kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you only want the best for your kids.
Exactly. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, speaking from experience, now I used to be, my ex-husband went through a lot about with me. One story, I know time is running out. I remember there was one time that man went on a rally, came back to a bathroom that was remodeled. I had no money. I used a credit card. I think at that time it was 2017. I blew out, I think 30-something thousand, because I wanted Victorian bath. And I did tap. I wanted that tap in Salemiti. So because I was going through depression, autism and cancer.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
But I was trying to deal with it by myself.
True, correct.
You understand? If I didn't have a partner who understood him, so really don't take it all in, because you will blow up, you mess things up. Thank you. Therapy, very important. Please go. So that's all. And then love your kids and be proud about your child. Post there. Somebody was saying, I'm trying to make money. Guys, TikTok doesn't pay me.
We don't even get paid.
I'm saying TikTok doesn't pay me to talk about my life and my child. I'm trying to share the experience so that other mothers can also get help.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm doing this, because a lot of people are now inboxing me and they're calling me. Even when they're going to district office, they're calling me. What should I say? White paper 6. I'm like, these are your rights. You know, that child has to be at that school. They must try and accommodate that child at the nearest school. I'm pro giving them that.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it, by the way. I'm enjoying doing that. I'm like, I'm gonna do this for my community. So do not be scared. Take that child to that. Family gathering. They must understand they have a cousin who's autistic. They must understand that the cousin is gonna take the whole papa, whatever it's for. So they must know it. When you must just sit there and relax.
Yeah. Mind your own business.
They will get used to it. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't hide the child.
We could go on and on and on. Thank you so much for coming through and sharing so much insight.
Yes. It was a pleasure.
I'm so happy.
Yes.
I am so happy, because I know for a fact that we're going to reach the right people.
Of course.
Thank you for teaching, and please continue to teach. We
are
your learners. We are your learners.
Yes.
It's always a good thing to always learn about a condition, because one, we've got family. We are going to make our own family. So when we know about these type of things, it's so easy for us to now do this life thing without having to worry and thinking, oh my God, I am by myself. I don't know what to do. I have a very special kid. Where do I go from here? So you are doing such an amazing job as a mother, as a teacher.
Thank you so
much. And please don't stop talking.
I'm very talking. You can't even if you wanted to stop me, you can't.
That's what we need.
Yes.
Until next time, guys, from us, thank you and
thank you
bye.
So much. Bye.